right, guys, good morning and welcome back to Full Circle with Joyce. Time now for our next segment, and we want to talk about the role of universities in a high technology age. With me here in studio, I have Dr. Washington Okeo and Vincent Mugisa, who's about to graduate this week. Karibuni sana to the show. You're from the Management University of Africa?
Yes.
And you're actually the Vice Chancellor.
That's
Thank you very much for making the time to be here today.
Thank you too.
All right, so it's become very important for us to consider the long-term impact and disruption of, of education and how technology is playing a role in that today. And especially I think in a year like this one with COVID, now we've kind of, if schools were maybe thinking about it now this year, they've had to just bite the bullet and do it. And maybe you can share with us a bit of your experience of how you're using technology now to actually train your students.
Thank you very much for having me in the show. As I said earlier, my name is Dr. Washington Okeo. I'm the Vice Chancellor of the Management University of Africa. Mm-hmm. Management University of Africa has been using technology to engage the learners, mm-hmm. To transfer knowledge to the learners, mm-hmm. for quite a while now. Although we've been using offline technology from 2014, we've been using what we call online distance and e-learning, mm-hmm. To share teaching materials, learning materials with our students across the globe in Kenya, Africa, and indeed in the entire world. Mm-hmm. Now, when COVID-19 struck in the month of March this year, we had to strengthen that and not really switching gears per se, but adding additional technology, okay. To be able to train and teach through online systems. Mm-hmm. And the online systems have called in the usage of additional gadgets, mm-hmm. like mobile phones, Android phones specifically. Mm-hmm. And we have also been using Zoom technology, okay. to be able to connect real time while we are teaching our students. Right. This has enabled us to continue teaching our students seamlessly during this period when the students were not allowed to be in the campuses physically. Okay. We've gone along and also examined our students using this online technology. We have had very, very robust online examination systems that enable us as a university and our invigilators to be able to monitor as the students do exams wherever they are doing it, in their homes, in their offices, outside the main university environment. Okay. And these online systems are able to take pictures. They're able to proctor and monitor the environment in which the student is taking the exams, whether the student is getting external assistance. All pictures will be relayed to the university, and we shall be able to tell, okay. The integrity of the exams is maintained. Wow,
very interesting. Yeah. And Vincent here, you're actually about to graduate this week. Listening to our VC here telling us about even just the process of how you've had, your online exams with an online proctor that you can't see. How was that experience for you?
Actually, my name is Vincent. Graduating with a Bachelor of Management and Leadership from the Management University of Africa. By the university setting up such systems for exams has really helped us to clear the remaining part of our exams, which are remaining for us to graduate. Mm-hmm. And it has been really been helpful, especially for the off-campus, whereby the university has put in place systems and also has over 20,000 volumes of books online off campus. So that made me to be able to interact freely, to study online while I was at home. Okay. And also it enabled me to interact with the lecturers, because there's an online platform which has been put in place by the university so that the student can be able to interact freely with the lecturer. Okay. And through these submission of the online curtain work-based exams and also the final exams has been really helpful for me personally and for many others of us who are graduating this year to be able to finalize the remaining part of the exams for them to graduate.
Okay. So
I really thank the Management University of Africa for such something which is really changed the lives of many people, especially in this environment that we're living in, the COVID era, whereby there's little movement of people to and from. So I'm so glad to have studied at the Management University of Africa.
So in regards to then the experience, I guess, of studying online and comparing it to before when you weren't online, I assume you had physical classes.
Yes.
How is that for you as a student? Do you prefer one over the other?
Basically, I prefer the class, yes, but since the introduction of the new platforms online, it has made me to be able to study well at home as well as be able to go to work. Okay. Knowing that I can be able to work from 8 to 5, and then after that I can be able to log in my online platform and be able to interact with the lecturer one-on-one and be able to get the study materials as well as be able to do the cards and work-based assignments and submit them on time. Okay. So I can say that that this system has really enabled us, and I'm really happy to study online.
Dr. Okay, coming to you then. With what he's saying about he's now able to, and maybe many would be able to now work during the day and then have their courses later on, is it that how is the university conducting this? Is the platform where the lessons are sort of pre-recorded and then made available on a specific platform, or is it actually in real time?
We actually have two methods. We have the first method just mentioned, where materials are pre-recorded and available online. These are shared with students through, there's a system where the students log in and they just get the materials which are posted there. And then they can interact with the material, they can do their cards and work-based, and, again, share on the same platform. And then the lecturers are able to mark and grade, even as they read themselves, the students themselves read. But there is also the real-time interactive online system, where we teach students more or less face-to-face, but this time it is online. Okay. We use systems like Zoom. We have had arrangements with the Zoom or partnership with the Zoom, and we also have arrangements with Microsoft Office, and also Microsoft Meets. Okay, there are different types of platforms that we use, depending on which one is depending on the kind of teaching and the kind of sharing that we want to do with the students. Okay. But the interactive one is more applicable, or rather more appreciated by students, because it is just like teaching face to face, only that the person that you're teaching is not near you. You're seeing them on the screen rather than seeing them physically, the way we are seeing each other here. Sure. Yes.
And what sort of advantages or disadvantages would you point to as far as online learning? Vincent, for example, here says he kind of prefers, a physical class setup, but he also appreciates what the online platform has been able to do for him as far as enabling him to finish. What's your take then as the Vice Chancellor of this university? Is this something that you see, even in a post-COVID world, is this something you would continue to pursue?
Yes, I think it is the future. It is the future that a lot of teaching and learning is going to be done through the online systems. And this has been going on in, the more advanced worlds, like in the United States, in the UK and Japan and so on. In Africa, it has not been so much. But looking at the way the online systems themselves are designed, they are suitable for certain types of subjects as compared to other types of subjects. Sure. There are subjects that may require students to be physically present, that are very difficult to conduct through online systems. And these are the scientific subjects, for example, the chemistry, where you have the practical, being done in laboratories and so on. Obviously, that kind of subject is very difficult to carry out those experiments through online systems. Similarly, in physics, it's difficult. Engineering, where students interact with different levels of machines and types of machines and so on. Those may be difficult to teach through online systems.
Yeah.
However, there are the business and the arts type of subjects, which can more or less 100% be conducted through online systems.
Okay.
The only difficulty is in the demonstration of the practical aspect. For example, in maths, but these days we have systems.
Okay.
We have systems and we have media through which you can actually just draw and do calculations on the screen even as you teach the students.
All right.
Yeah, so both systems are complementary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vincent, as you get ready now to graduate, how are you feeling about entry into the job market? Especially, it's been a tough economy. You hear a lot of news and media as far as, people trying to find their place out there. How do you feel very well prepared with your studies and getting into the job market? And I'm going to ask Daktari as well to comment on that, because some employers seem to complain about a disconnect between the sort of skills that we're getting in university and what they actually need in the marketplace. But how do you feel?
For me, graduating the Bachelor of Management and Leadership program for the university, it's really an added advantage, since when I studied at the university, we have innovativeness and creativity in our studies, such that we have study groups whereby we can come up with new ideas. Even if it's on Zoom or personal, we can be able to interact freely with the students, be able to come up with ideas. So through learning the program at the university, been able to come up with creative ideas on how to manage business, to become an entrepreneur, especially in this kind of time and age whereby jobs are scarce.
Sure.
I'm able to come up with an idea to start a company, which of course